Alrighty, hello class. For today's lesson, okay, there is going to be a discussion on inferences, okay? Now, I know you finished the text yesterday with Mrs. Ruffalo during our shared portion video. Um, and today we're going to be focusing on inferences. I'm so sorry. We're going to be focusing on inferences, okay? So, what you guys need to remember is that inferences, they're always more than a guess. Sometimes we get this assumption that an inference, and when we're making an inference, we're taking a guess, okay? But with inferences, what we need to do is we need to understand that your inferences must be supported by specific textual evidence, okay? So in this lesson, we're going to show how to support an inference by citing textual evidence, okay? So the first thing I want to do right off the bat is I want to write this prompt on the side, okay? And this prompt is going to be our guiding portion for this lesson on inferences. So what I want to say is that based on what you've read, what could you infer about the author? I should say author's point of view regarding the United States energy strategy. Okay. So, as you guys wrapped up yesterday on these on this last portion of the text, you were able to read about different energy strategies, and specifically what we're going to focus on is the United States energy strategy today. Okay? And what I'm going to do is that with this prompt, based on what you read, what could you infer about the author's point of view regarding the United States energy strategy? You need to think about, okay, well, what did the author present in terms of the United States and what they believed and what they said about their energy strategy? So, right off the bat, what I'm going to do is I'm going to start right here on paragraph 14. What the author did, okay, what the author did was include a little portion, or I should say a quote, from President Barack Obama in 2009. And what he said is, I'm going to highlight this whole portion. To truly transform our economy, protect our security, and save our planet from the ravages of climate change. We need to ultimately make clean, renewable energy the profitable kind of energy. Okay? So this is what President Barack Obama said. And with what President Barack Obama said is saying that with their own form of their own, or I should say their own energy strategy, they wanted to truly transform the economy, protect the security, and save the planet from the climate change. So what they wanted to do was make good use of renewable energy, which is what's said right here. Clean renewable energy that is profitable. Okay? It's clean renewable energy that is profitable. And what this is saying is that they believed that this is part one of the United States energy strategy. Okay? And this is coming from former President Barack Obama in 2009. Okay? Now, the next thing to include is that over on page 19, the last page that you guys read yesterday, there is a portion right here in which there are opinions from both sides of the issue of oil drilling. Okay, oil drilling is just one aspect of the debate on energy and its future. And this is all coming from the idea of the United States idea of an energy strategy. So in here, you have four different opinions, but the author includes three of them against the reliance on oil, and only one of them was for expanding drilling rights. So three of the opinions were against the reliance of oil, and one was in favor of expanding drilling rights. Okay? So when you have different opinions, you have three that were against the reliance of oil drilling in the United States, but then also one was in favor of expanding drilling rights. You have different opinions. So you have different opinions right here, but then you have different opinions right here about renewable energy that is profitable. And then you're looking at one opinion that is looking for energy that is profitable, and then three being against it. Okay. Now there's these different sides to the viewpoint. Okay. Remember, the big question is that based on what you read, what could you infer about the author's point of view regarding the United States energy strategy? Well, if you think about that, you have opposing viewpoints. So what that means is that the author, I'm gonna write it right here. I'm gonna make an inference right here about what the author is trying to say. So my inference, I'm gonna start it off by just writing a margin right here. So my inference that I want to make is that the author considers the issue of energy sources to be complicated. To be complicated and open to debate. Okay? But evidence suggests that the author is in favor of pursuing new technology. I'm just going to put tech for short to find clean energy sources. Okay. Now, the reason why we're focusing on this inference is because, remember, the big question is focusing on what do you think is the author's point of view regarding the United States energy strategy. Well, you have opposing viewpoints, of course, but then at the very first day of reading, you also get this idea of how there are other countries that are using cleaner energy sources that are more profitable for their country. So if you think back to it, there was Saudi Arabia, there was Denmark, there were, I'm mixing them all up, but there's a few more countries that they included, and how they all had their own way, and how the United States could possibly go that route as well. So it's definitely complicated and it's open to debate because you have different viewpoints right here, for example, and also former President Barack Obama's viewpoint. But there's always going to be open sides to both ends of the debate. So, being able to see that in the reading, that there's always going to be possibly two sides to a debate, and that you have to be able to note and use the text evidence directly from the text to support your inference. Because remember, the inference is not just going to be an educated guess. It's not just going to be you guessing on, oh, this is what's going to happen. You can make the inference based off of the text evidence that is supported. Okay? So, that is all that we have for today, guys. What I'm gonna do is that I know that the past 2 days you guys have had open questions debating, or not open questions or I should say hidden questions. So the hidden question that I would like to ask you is that what is your favorite type of ice cream? That is all that we have for today. Please remember to respond to the hidden question by letting your teacher know your answer to your response. We will see you guys later.